Hey guys, this is Helena from Glass Factory. I'm here with Winona Oak to talk about her latest single, Old Insecurities. Hey Winona,
Hi there.
how are you doing
Good to
today?
see you. I'm pretty good. How about you?
Good. Yeah, it's been a lovely morning.
Lovely morning.
hmm
That's awesome.
Yeah, nice and sunny. So
It's actually not sunny here at all.
it's not.
It's really no
Oh
supposed to be
yeah.
sunny, but it's not. It's just very sad weather today.
Oh, is it going to be raining? Do you think over there?
Yeah, I think so.
That's cool. I
I
love the
kind of
rain.
like the rain. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love the rain as well.
yeah.
But just being in LA, because I grew up in Sweden, where it's always, pretty
hmm
cold. Like half the air is so cold and dark. So, being here, I'm like, I kind of love the sunlight. I'm like, I just love bathing in the sunlight.
Yeah, I bet that must have been quite a transition for you.
Yeah, it was.
That was actually going to be my first question, though. So, what was your favorite part about growing up in Sweden?
Uh, I mean, I grew up on this island in the middle of Sweden.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a pretty like isolated place in the middle of the forest in a
Mhm.
lake. So I grew up with like horses and a lot of animals, and that was my favorite part because I was always so close to the nature, and I didn't really have like anyone telling me to wear specific clothes. So I think that was like, yeah, just the freedom was my favorite part of growing up on the
Hmm.
place where I grew up, and the horses.
And the horses. I read in your bio that you did acrobatics with horses. Could you tell me a little bit about that? How was that?
Well, I did vaulting,
Vaulting. Oh,
so
okay.
I think it's a kind of funny translation
hmm
because I think I told someone that I did vaulting and like what it means to be vaulting, and then they kind of said that I was horse acrobat, which is kind of it is kind of horse acrobat, but it's not really. It sounds cooler to say that I was a horse acrobat, of course.
Right.
Yeah, I did all kinds of I did all kinds of horse sports. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Did you do a lot of riding through the forest and or not just vaulting? Yeah,
yeah,
fun.
a lot of riding, and I did. We would take our horses down to the water and like swim with them, and like
Mhm.
very magical.
Yeah, that sounds like it. That's awesome. Um, so how has your upbringing influenced your music overall?
Uh, I think just, I think first of all, I think there's like a specific, if you're listening to like Swedish, like music that comes from Sweden, I think you can hear like that there's a specific like folk kind of storytelling vibe. Even when you listen to like someone like Robin or Tovilo or like, just looking at Max Martin, the way that he writes, it just has that like Scandinavian vibe to it in a way.
hmm
So I think I definitely have like a little bit of that idea in my music as well. And then also just like the freedom of, not having anyone telling me that I'm supposed to do it a specific way and just doing it the way that I want to and like, you know,
hmm
not thinking about.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, when was the moment that you decided to pursue music as a career?
Um, well, when I was a kid, I always wanted to make music. Like I always did music. I always like wrote stories and stuff from a very young age, and then I just turned them into songs. And I just never thought I was able to make a career out of it because I didn't really have anyone around me
Hmm.
that did music as a career choice. So I think maybe when I moved to Stockholm when I was like 18, 19, I really decided that I wanted to give it a try. And when you meet someone else just get into that little music bubble, and it's pretty small.
Yeah. So, how has life in quarantine impacted your craft over the last year?
Everything was so uncertain, and I was scared, and I didn't feel very creative, but I really tried to like do a lot of like poetry and get my emotions out on like paper, and I think I've been using that now to like write songs. And I think it's just like until now that I'm like able to process everything that last year was, because it was a very crazy year in like so many aspects of my life. So no, it wasn't my most creative year, but I'm able to use that now as a way of like channeling all the emotions and stuff.
Hmm. Do you think it's changed your songwriting as a whole?
Uh, I'm not really a big fan of the Zoom sessions. I
Hmm.
know a lot of people have been doing like Zoom sessions and stuff, and I prefer to like see people and like studio and like drink coffee with them and vibe and like talk before we act something. For me, actually, I still prefer the real
Hmm.
life sessions.
Yeah, because there's definitely that disconnect in talking on Zoom. I mean, with us just being here right now,
Yeah,
it's not quite the same, but yeah, it's still a good way to connect. So it's been really interesting seeing how people are overcoming those challenges, even though there is that disconnect.
yeah. I am impressed by people who are able to create such magic songs over Zoom, and like, they create like whole albums and stuff over Zoom, and I'm really
Mhm.
impressed because I think for me it's like it hasn't really worked out that great with Zoom. So, but I'm trying. Like, maybe I'll become a Zoom pro in the future. You never know.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you could keep us updated on that and let us know how that goes. Because yeah, that just seems like it's a challenge getting stuff on paper and dealing with internet issues, and then yeah, just not being in person with another human being and feeling that chemistry. Hmm.
It's cool that you can connect with people from like all around the world.
Do you feel like your sound has been impacted and like your message and your music has shifted over the last year?
Both like yes and no,
Hmm.
because I actually been doing. It's kind of fun because I thought I was gonna write like more sad songs. I've been writing a lot of like more dance vibe songs. I don't know if it's like a result of trying to change my mindset a little bit and like trying to get into like a different future. Like I'm just longing to see people again and being able to play
Mm.
and stuff. And I want to make people dance and I want to make them, happy.
Yeah, I could definitely see that in your music, and especially in your last couple releases and so old insecurities. There's that dance element, but there's still that additional longing, and there is a sadness in that longing. So I found that really interesting that you brought that up.
Yeah, I think with like old insecurities, it's I think I wanted people also to be able to like take in the message of the song, like because it's a pretty like heavy like subject to talk about, and if you have that like those production elements like making it easier to take it in, I think
Mm-hmm.
more people will be able to like take the song to their hearts.
Yeah, that's a really interesting way of looking at that. Do you think that this track is a mental health positive, like the mental health forward and self care forward, and it has that kind of message and focusing on self care, or is it something else to you?
Just about like I've been struggling with anxiety and panic attacks, and
Mm.
I've had so many insecurities, and I still have so many insecurities that I feel like it's so hard to like. Sometimes I just want to put them in a drawer and like close the drawer and like throw away the key.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the day when we wrote this song, I just kind of like like something that I already know, of course, but in order to like change, you have to like, go through all the darkest corners of yourself, and you have to like actually meet your demons, and like in order to make them like go away, or like
Mhm.
you just have to face the darkness in yourself.
I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to because being in isolation, they're having to face those things that they've been shoving away into the dark corners of their mind. So, because like in isolation, that's where you see those most because all you're facing is your own thoughts and, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're trapped, and
Mhm.
also with so much time to like think and like you know just it's like you're trapped behind your four walls, and then it's just you and your demons.
Mhm. Right.
They become very clear.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's more dangerous too because if you're not facing that, it's just going to get deeper and bigger and become more of a
Yeah.
problem for you. How do you think you've grown, like, in the process of writing old insecurities? Like, that just seems like it's such a cathartic anthem track for, writing about self-care and mental health.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like scary to be that vulnerable in your
Hmm.
art and like in your music, and I'm always writing about very personal things,
Hmm.
and this one specifically, I feel like it is hard to talk about it, but I think it's so important, and it absolutely like made me grow as an artist. Like I want to be transparent, and I want to be honest and about like what I've been dealing with in my life, and like I think just writing music is such a like beautiful way to like process it.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to appreciate that once they hear the single as well. Do you think that this is your most vulnerable track to date, or
I always feel like that.
yeah,
No, but um yeah, like in one way, yes, absolutely.
yeah, because it just seems like, especially lately, you've just been pushing that envelope on expressing that vulnerability and that rawness in your music, and it's been really cool to witness that and to be a part of listening to that process.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So, what are you working on next? Like, what are your next projects after releasing this single? Do you have anything in the works?
Yeah, I am working on my album, which
Hmm.
I'm super excited about. And so I was supposed to like finish it during COVID, but like I said, it wasn't my most like creative moment.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to like focus on finishing the album right now, and I have so many songs that I'm gonna release with the world this year, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing all that.
Yes.
Do you have any
And
specific dates or just what
mm,
you're?
I don't have any specific date yet, but I would say hopefully later this year, but we never know,
Right.
with so I would say later this year or like beginning of next year, definitely have an album. First album.
Yeah, first full length album. Cool. Well, how can we as your audience best support you in your music?
By listening
Yeah.
and just yeah, just follow me on this journey, I guess, and come to my shows.
Yeah, whenever we can have shows again.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be really
yeah,
awesome.
it's gonna be a lot of fun. I am so excited to like actually see people again.
Hmm.
It's gonna be so scary though, like in first show, just being out there and like seeing human faces, like what?
Yeah.
But I am so excited.
Yeah, I am too. It's going to be so cool too because I think just not having something so that it's like the biggest things that we can connect with is music and in live
Yeah,
shows. Yeah,
it
it's
is.
going to be such a cool environment. whenever we can have that back.
Yeah, it's like the most beautiful thing to like. I mean, I have some of my best memories going to like shows, like just experiencing that with other people, like as a group. It's amazing. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. Man, it's gonna be so amazing.
Yes.
Do you have any more final words before we head off?
I don't know. No, I just, I'm super excited. And, I think I said excited like 15 times already, but I am like,
Mhm.
I'm very, very hopeful for this year. I think it's going to be a better one.
Well, it was really, really nice to meet you. And
Yes. Same to you. Good patience with this. We have to do it again, I guess,
yes,
with better Wi-Fi or maybe like in person.
yeah, maybe I could go down to LA or something, or vice versa. It's not
Yes.
super duper far, so yeah, it'd be kind of cool. So we should chat more about that, and maybe do that for like your full length album whenever it comes out or before it comes out.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it'll be really cool. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, cool.
Okay, amazing. So nice talking to you.
Yeah, it was super nice to talk to you too, and super nice to meet you.